lose all sense of reality and enter another world. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.
Beyond.
What's up, everybody? It's Podcast Beyond. Gosh, I screwed that up already.
Start over.
No, we don't start over on Podcast Beyond. We just go. I'm checking your levels though. As if you couldn't hear, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Ryan Clements is gone because he has to do Dragon Quest.
I know.
Come on, Colin, right?
Well,
that's not a PlayStation game.
No, it's not a PlayStation
This is
game.
what I was
It
talking about.
used to be a PS game.
Well, it's not now.
I know.
Yeah. What do you want me to do about that? Colin knows that well. We've been talking how long Clements has left in this podcast. Because he doesn't play PlayStation games all the time anymore. He's got all these things he's got to go do.
His days are numbered.
He bought himself 6 months the other day because you were you were getting a little out there, but now you're back.
Right.
Anyways, this podcast Beyond episode 144. I'm your host Greg Miller, alongside God's Guru Colin Moriarty.
Release the Krakens.
And we got two special guests today. Number one, Jim Reilly, the newsman. He's making his return. He's been getting scoops all day long. He's got his little press hat on, little press badge.
Jim, the readers want you. They want you, Jim. They want you bad.
They do. How does it feel? You're burning up the charts of popularity here at IGN.
Burning up the charts?
Every time you do a podcast appearance, whether it be GameScoop or Beyond.
Well, when you kiss Jessica Chobot, you can pretty much do whatever you want.
That's it. You write your own checks once that happens.
No, it's cool. It's fun. It's rewarding. Definitely, it feels nice to get an email from people telling you that you're doing a good job or whatever.
Yeah. It's interesting because before, I think the news role was always very objective, very quiet, just off in the corner, putting up a news thing, getting out of there. You're very loud and proud about everything you do.
No, I'm not.
You come on the podcast. You call companies evil. The companies you report on a daily basis.
We won't talk about that anymore.
Oh, good. Finally, somebody set you straight.
Well, that's a different topic altogether.
All right. Well, and our final guest, making her first podcast Beyond appearance of all time, Nicole Tanner.
Hello.
Associate editor for IGN.
Yes.
And host of IGN Girlfight.
Yep.
One of I think, still the most popular podcast on iTunes of all time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not, right?
I'll take that.
Nicole, for when anybody shows up for the first time, we have them give them a brief rundown.
Okay.
What do you do at IGN? How'd you get here? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. How'd you get here? And how about that girl fight?
Okay. Well, I'm associate editor at IGN, which means I write some stuff for IGN proper, mostly Facebook game coverage. Mm-hmm. Woo!
Yeah, right.
And but my main job is serving as editor of What They Play, which is IGN's parent-focused site, and Girlfight. Girlfight is awesome. Girlfight is the podcast of all the female editors at IGN. That's myself, Christine Steimer, Dana Junga Ward, Megan Sullivan, and Jessica Chobot. And yeah, we have fun with that.
What I like about Girlfight, it doesn't have a set schedule. It records whenever it wants, correct?
Yes. Well, whenever we can all get together.
It's a big group to get together.
It's rolling thunder. I like that. It can happen anytime. It's exciting, right? Like, we get in this, we're beyond 144 episodes in now. It's like a marriage, right? The readers know what we're going to be doing, how it's going to be happening. They love us still, but they know what's happening. You guys,
yeah, I know.
We
go on Facebook and post like, "Hey, we're recording today," and everybody's like, "Oh my god!
Yeah,
yay,
right.
hooray!"
Yeah. You also have some awesome fan art here.
We do.
I do enjoy.
Actually,
your fans
it's probably
have
the
really
best artwork.
I don't like that one.
Which one? Hold on. Don't call anybody out. Don't. Well, do you not like it because of something? I don't want to do like the time we insulted that one.
He said he liked it. He said he liked it.
No, I said I don't. I mean, it's not, I don't think that person drew that.
Which
but
one?
The one where Greg, you're getting kicked in the face or something like that.
Yeah, me and Showbot fighting.
Yeah,
I love that one. I got the anime sweat drop, and I like that over here. I assume this is you, Clements, Sam of the old days. My favorite's this new one.
I like that one. Yeah.
I like the new Girlfight logo. If you haven't seen it, it's on your Facebook. I saw it.
Yeah.
It's the red and black circle says Girlfight, and then they're all doing fighting moves in the middle.
And we all look like zombies.
You do. That's true.
Yeah, especially Christine. Christine looks the worst in that one. Yeah.
Yeah, Steimer's got the N7 shirt on, and she's ready to tear somebody's face off. Just like she is in real life. That's
That's her, yeah.
Nicole, you want to pull your mic back just a bit?
Sure.
I'm getting the feedbacks.
The feedbacks are.
But anyways, we're going to have a fun Beyond, and we're going to start it like we always do and always will with the Roper Report. Time for news. All right, it used to be summer was a quiet time. Nothing happened. Those aren't the days anymore, Colin.
I know.
Things happen all the
Tell
time
me about
now.
it.
Not to mention Comic-Con coming up soon.
I know.
Speaking of which, can't talk about it yet. Look for a Greg Miller hosted panel. I'll announce that soon. And then you got the TGSs, or actually of the Germany, then the PAX, then the TGS, then review season. Fun times, Jim.
Traveling around the world.
Jim, you wrote most of these news stories, but
I was actually thinking on the way down here, what news are we talking about? I have no idea.
We're starting off with the biggest one for the PSP. Split second coming to the PSP.
Oh.
How about that, huh? This year.
Yeah.
You love those racing games. That's all you
No.
play. Oh, you don't play the racing
I don't play the racing games.
I must have looked at
And
the wrong one.
if you recall, MPD from a week ago, 2 weeks ago, split second didn't do so hot. So
Oh, it's gonna burn up the charts on PSP.
Yeah.
Just like every other PSP game does.
Don't go there.
Oh, okay.
All right. Don't be one of those guys with your PSP hate.
I didn't look on this. I don't know if you care, but is this gonna be like a retail game or is it gonna be download?
I believe it's retail as well.
It's gonna be in,
I
in
believe
stores.
it's both. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where retail games go generally.
Yeah.
Generally, you go to the store. And you
What
buy the
did
game.
when did Split Second come out, and what did it do for NPD numbers? Off the top
Came
of your-
out May.
Do you remember when? Because I remember the thing.
Mid-May.
I didn't like that Mod Nation Racers got looped into that last week.
So it combined sales Split Second sold the same amount as Mod Nation.
Yeah, and but I mean, I personally thought Mod Nation's numbers were impressive. 80,000 in they had
4
5
days.
days,
Yeah.
4 days, 5 days.
5 days
for a new IP
I
that's
think-
unproven completely.
Yeah, that's not
I
bad.
think it's not awful, but I think it should have been higher.
Yeah, and the 4-day thing is kind of a bad excuse because we've seen games sell 500,000 in 4 days.
Yeah, you have
Street Fighter-
God of War 3.
Well, Street
Yeah.
Fighter, I think Street Fighter 4
Yeah.
sold like 500,000.
I'm sure these games
I
all
think-
sold very
Yeah.
well.
I mean, I was talking to analysts about this, and they just basically just so many racing games on the market now.
I think
Yeah,
they
there
missed
really
the point.
are, though,
I think
aren't they?
I think you're going to see good numbers for Mod Nation.
I think
this
that
next
will
month.
have more legs than Blur or Split Second.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
So
Just like Little Big Planet, community stuff will bring.
yeah, I think
bring
because
that.
it's
Yeah,
a
everybody likes
first party
that.
Sony exclusive game, it will have longer legs. So
This news piece went up today from the UK, but it wasn't really news as much. It was just something that interesting.
Martin Robinson.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Great guy.
I can't control what he writes.
Yeah.
He writes whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I wake
Well,
up
he's
in the
not
morning,
he's not your employee.
No.
He just does what he's across the pond. He does
I
what he
wake
has
up.
to.
I wake up. I see what he writes. I go, okay.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. He wrote a story about how a Japanese Japanese phone company was starting to petition
right.
the DS and 3D DS and for PSP2 if whatever
No, so
that they might want to do.
If
3G.
I recall correctly, it was just a 3G company in Japan was interested in providing a service for the handhelds of Sony and Nintendo.
Yeah.
Didn't specify which platforms. Didn't say if they were.
Didn't say they were in talks with anybody that it was actually happening. It's kind of like me and Jim if we ran a 3G
I think
company
this was
being
just
like,
a guy
we're
who was
interested in
trying
putting
to sort of get his name out there.
and it
Right.
worked.
Yeah,
Martin
and it worked.
Robinson was like, I'll get
Hook,
your name
line,
out
and
there.
sinker. I know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't take.
But it's an interesting topic of discussion because I think if they don't do that, especially PSP, 3DS has the hook of 3D, okay, and it's got Nintendo franchise behind it. With the Sony PSP has not been a failure.
it hasn't.
It has underperformed where they wanted it, and if they don't do a 3G device, I think it's dead in the water.
I
as soon
think
as it
both
starts.
devices to compete with iPhone is they have to, or even Kindle is to be able to download games wherever.
Totally.
But
Yeah.
without a subscription to do it.
Yeah, right.
So I mean,
That'll be the
I
tough
don't know.
part.
Yeah.
I don't know how big these games are and how much bandwidth that's going to be. But I think like if you can download Patapon 4 on your PSP2, which by the way, Greg, did you see PSP2 at E3?
I did not. Did you?
Okay.
What was that? You're gonna ask a question and take your swig
Anyway.
of brisk.
I was just throwing that out there.
Did somebody see it there?
I will say there have been talks. I've heard
I'm
things.
sick of talks.
Yeah.
I've been hearing my
I've heard
PSP2
things.
for 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
Anyway, my point was, what was my point again?
3G. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to be able to download games, on the go, wherever, however. We can't, to compete with iPhone.
I don't care about any of
Yeah.
that. I just want trophies on the goddamn thing.
That's another thing too. If they don't do it, that'd be a huge problem for me because they
Yeah.
drop the ball.
That's why it's taking so
Wait,
long.
the reason they're not on PSP1 is because they're hacking.
Don't stop right now.
What?
Don't because we have a question about
Oh,
trophies on the
okay.
PSP coming up later. I guess I could try to page to it and try
No,
to, but you have to
no,
fill
no,
time.
no,
Try
no,
to fill
no,
time.
no.
Fill time. You're
Well,
not
the
filling
other thing that
There
they
you go.
have to do is another analog stick too.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
what? I mean, would you feel fine with a touchscreen if they try to go that route? I don't.
I
don't
think
want
that
that.
they're
No, no,
gonna.
no.
Yeah, I mean, the iPhone already has that. I don't think they're gonna be able to compete.
Yeah, but I mean that's the fear, right? That they'd be like, well, now it's so easy to
And
transfer. everything over.
subscription-free 3G, I don't think
No, they can't
is
do
going to
that.
happen either. I mean, if they do go subscription-free, then the games are going to cost more and the system's going to cost more.
Well, at that
'cause-
point, you just have to make it a phone. At that point, I don't think they're
Yeah.
gonna want to do a phone PSP hybrid thinger.
Reader Chris writes in and says, I just picked up Peace Walker PSP bundle today, along with Dissidia, Patapon 2, and one of Colin's favorites, Final Fantasy Tactics. Needless to
Yes.
say, I'm loving it. I know it's been discussed before, but do you think it's possible that the PSP will ever receive trophies, or should I give up on that front?
I give up.
Yeah,
at,
give
this
up.
point, at this point, I give up.
They have
Definitely.
several times they've said
Yeah.
that we won't do it because it would ruin the validity of the system.
Yeah, it would. But with PSP2,
Because what would all the hacking? If you're not up to date,
Right.
the PSP is super easy to hack and get every NES game of all time, and for some reason, games from the future.
Yes.
You can do whatever you want once you hack that thing.
Yeah.
I think the next PSP is going to be more sort of like taking your PS3 experience at home and bringing it with you on the go. So it's going to be a lot of,
Is it
that.
last year the Madden? I was talking to the Madden guys, and they said they wanted to do it but ran out of time. Like they were on the verge of having it where you could have a game, you have a Dynasty on your PS3 at home, and then put it onto your PSP. So you're on a business trip, you can keep playing your season and then come back and re-upload it, which is what you would think you'd want and need, right? Because that'd be awesome.
That's what I would want with the PSP too, is be able to download games on PlayStation Network, play them on my big screen at home, and then when I'm on the go, just bring with me on my PSP.
Exactly. Can you imagine the wonders of Shatter on a PSP too?
Pretty awesome.
Oh my god.
That's what they want. What about the wonders of Dragon Age 2?
Oh god.
Because that just got announced. Are you excited for another guide? Because this this is Q1 2011. A big old.
It's coming March.
RPG. Oh, is it? Sorry.
March.
A big old RPG guide for you there.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be fantastic.
What
just like the first
RPG
one.
will you just be finishing as you go into that? Do you
New
know
Vegas.
Yet? New Vegas, you'll just be finishing, just like last time. Isn't that what happened? Fallout to Dragon Age?
What was it?
Something like that? Mass Effect,
No.
maybe? Was it Mass Effect?
Yeah, something of this nature. I always get. That's fine. I mean, that's my thing.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I understand sales-wise, Dragon Age sold really well. I think probably better than they thought it would, especially because it was in. They
I think
announced it in 2004.
for a new IP RPG, yeah.
It's sold better
definitely.
than I think cross-platform sold better than Mass Effect 2. Obviously, Mass Effect 2 is on only one console. Definitely not a better game than Mass Effect 2. But I'm just disappointed because I actually thought the game was over. I'm sure it's fine on PC. It's clearly made for PC, but the game on console sucked. I don't understand.
I mean, in the announcement they mentioned new combat systems, so I imagine they're going to try to make them similar.
It's just like. It was just, I don't know, it was uncontrollable almost.
Really?
I thought so on console. Yeah,
I liked it.
Really,
A lot of people did.
It's a very interesting line between what happened. Your girlfriend friend there, Christine Steimer, played the hell out of it and did not like it. She would talk to me all the time about how she wasn't having fun but couldn't stop playing. And then Chobot, insane about that game.
Yeah,
she is crazy about that. And isn't Megan too?
Start her third time.
Yeah, like
Megan
there's people who just swear by it. I love it.
Yeah, with us on Girlfight, though, like everybody was in love with Alistair. So
that's what I've heard. Yeah. So is there upset that there's a new main character?
Yes, there is upset.
And you have played why, right? Human only and stuff like that.
I think they just announced you're going to be as I think it's Hawk is name.
The
Hawk.
new main character is all they said. Yeah,
which is a great name.
I think you can choose between male Hawk or female Hawk.
Jet Brody.
Jet Brody. But it will have it's gonna be like Mass Effect 2 where you can have a male or female Shepard.
Yeah.
Interesting. We'll see what happens.
Just as an aside, what would be cool is if you can import your old Dragon Age save. I understand it's different. But what would be cool if there was just that was ancient history, what happened to Ferelden, but things that
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Ramifications for what happened to Ferelden would somehow change subtle things in the new Dragon Age or whatever. Obviously they're not going to do it, but it would be pretty cool.
That'd be nice, yeah. More stuff for you to add to your Red Dead guide. Zombies are coming to it.
Yeah, of course.
And there's 3 other expansions too of missions and multiplayer stuff, all sorts of crazy crap.
They blew that out this morning. I was like, oh, new Red Dead DLC. Oh wait, 4 new DLCs.
Yeah.
All before the end of this year.
The zombie one is interesting because I like zombies. But it'll just be zombies.
They're in World War II. Why wouldn't they be in 1910?
It mentioned a new single player portion of the game is coming, and they say there's zombie multiplayer characters, but I think there'll be zombies in the single player as well.
They made it sound like there was
because the name of the pack is the Undead Pack or whatever.
That's when there are single player missions.
I would assume that it's zombie related.
If there's not, if it's just multiplayer, I will be pissed, and I will drive to New York to yell at Rockstar. I'll do it.
I'm almost done with that game, by the way.
Thoughts?
It's my game of the year pick so far.
Nice.
Wow.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm playing through it now.
I just hit Blackwater, which is a completely different view of the game. It's just there's snow, there's houses, there's streets.
Yeah, the Northeast is totally different feel.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's not the game of the year, but it's a good game.
Well, okay. Well,
what are you voting game of the year right now?
Mass Effect 2.
Still? Okay, good.
Definitely.
Okay, I haven't played that yet. Still got it in the shelf there.
You gonna get to it before the year's out, you think?
I should.
Okay.
We will get it on PS3 eventually.
The next 2 months are pretty dry.
Oh, definitely.
Release-wise.
What, you're not going to play Canyon Lynch 2?
No.
Did you play Canyon Lynch 1?
No.
I did.
Was it good?
Yeah. The best part was it was easy trophies.
Really?
But they were achievements back then.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm excited.
I don't want to hear any of that garbage.
Well, now I'm hoping that they carry that over here.
Yeah, well, that would be nice.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
There's a white Slim coming to PS3 Slim coming to Japan.
Awesome. It'll come here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Well, I mean, they have two new SKUs. It's 160 and 320, which we expect is going to come. I don't know if the white will come to US, but we'll definitely have the bigger hard drive models come at some point.
I would like to get the new white Slim,
Really?
I think, yeah.
I have a white controller at home. I like that a lot. I like
it's
that.
nice. It's cool. But it's funny that my 120 Slim is now antiquated because of these new SKUs. Or
Look
whatever.
at
Yeah.
Outdated as soon as you buy it. Dead Space 2 prequel is coming to PSN.
Awesome.
How about that? Yeah. It sounds like it's a puzzle game.
Yeah,
though.
it does sound like an adventure game.
Yeah, it's not gonna be straight up Dead Space.
That's okay though.
You're
As long
okay
as it
with
fleshes out some of the story. Plus, we're gonna get Extraction, which the 360 guys don't get, which is really cool.
Ooh, yeah, with Move.
So we'll have lots of Dead Space story to tell.
Well, Colin,
nice.
I asked John Shepard, my man, at EA during E3 about that, and he said, I said, is Extraction coming to 360? He said, the only thing I can tell you is that the Move version of PlayStation or of Dead Space Extraction is coming only to PS3.
Oh, really? So the Move version?
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I thought the Move version of Dead Space Extraction would come to 360.
I think we'll see it on 360 at some point.
Are they going to play it with Kinect?
I don't know what they're going to. I don't know what we're going to do with it with the control wise.
That's what they said about Metal Gear 4. So I'll believe when I see it.
Yeah,
Jim.
I'm waiting for trophies on Metal Gear 4.
Isn't everybody?
Let that one go. Just let it go. All right. There's little things we will never
Actually,
do.
on the piece you wrote today, I was looking at, I went to the blog and looked at all the recommendations. That's like on the first page.
Yeah, we posted today on ps3.ign.com the top things from PlayStation Share. We endorse some ideas. If you haven't heard of this, PlayStation Blog Share, it's where readers like yourself or listeners, I guess, can go and post ideas on the official PlayStation forums and then vote on other ones so they go up kind of thing. So you kind of have a say in what the majority of people want. And so we went through and endorsed 10 of those ideas.
Can you run through some of them?
That we endorsed today?
Or are you going to go through that later?
No, we can do it now.
I'm just curious.
Conversational podcast.
Your top one or three or whatever.
What do we have on there? We had
Cross game chat.
Cross game chat, of course.
Do you really care about that? Do you really care about that?
Last night I did. Last night I was talking. I was doing the messages back and forth with UN Cyrus, who's the winner of the tester over there.
Oh, okay.
Me?
No.
Oh, well, you're pointing at me.
I'm pointing around. I'm pointing around. I'm making a tester reference.
I was like talking to you.
Whenever I make a tester reference to Will Powers, I get very excited. Anyway, we were talking, and it would have been so much easier. I already had a headset on because I was playing Tiger Woods. Awesome for trophies. We'll get to that in a second. And I was playing Tiger Woods, and he was playing Magic Orbs, one of my favorite PSN games now that has all that DLC. And we were going back and forth about it, but it would have been so much easier to just chat it up while we did that.
Excuse me, Greg, the free DLC?
If you're a PlayStation PSN Plus member.
Isn't that nice?
PS Plus member. I'm tired today. It's a late day. We tried to hold it out for Clements. He couldn't do it.
Yeah, Clements is...
he failed us.
He's in JRPG hell right now.
Yeah, he's trying to turn a lot of stuff to go on vacation. That's his problem. And he spread himself too thin. I heard you contributed to it as well, didn't you?
Well, I was going to try to help him multiplayer. You
sunk him.
I did. I sunk that ship, but I'll be in JRPG hell too because I'm writing that guide. So I'll be with him.
So he's going to get you back?
Yeah. He might get me back.
All right. Rounding out the Roper Report this week, speaking of PlayStation Move, Resident Evil 5 is getting September. That's when it'll be patched. Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition, so you can play with it. That's happening in Japan. I assume it'll happen here. Same thing, so that you're ready to go with Move right away.
Hulu Plus on there, huh?
I'm getting to it. I said rounding out.
You said rounding out?
Yeah, well, I meant...
I assume that means you're coming to an end.
All right. No, we have two more stories.
Okay.
One being that, yes, PlayStation Plus members get into the Hulu. PlayStation Plus is not required for the Hulu premium package. You have to pay Hulu money, probably.
Yeah, no, you'll still have to pay $10 a month.
Yeah.
But you won't need to be a Plus member to use Hulu
But
Plus.
for this beta period,
this initial preview period, you'll have to be a Plus member.
Take that!
So there you go.
Yep.
Are you excited about that?
No,
Did that do anything for you? No. Okay.
Whatever.
Nicole?
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, I'll use it. I'll probably spend the money. I don't know. I do it to Netflix, and I never watch Netflix. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I give them money.
I don't like having all these fees every month. I remember I gotta pay.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the problem is that it goes the auto deduct. I
don't like doing that.
I don't even notice that I'm paying for Netflix anymore.
Yeah,
It's just gone.
I think that's dangerous when you start
That's
doing
totally
the auto.
dangerous, yeah.
So.
Today we found out, today's IGN payday, we found out that they're actually paying us tomorrow, not today. And so I was very lucky because I thought about making a bunch of bills automatically come out today. I would have been screwed.
Yeah.
I would have been overdrawn.
Isn't it nice that they tell you that you're not getting paid the day you're supposed to get paid?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no,
right.
that's good.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
And then final one, Metal Gear Solid 5. Kojima might be working on it. He was very roundabout in a Famitsu article. Made it sound like he might actually be doing that instead of Zone of the Enders, which he was going to talk about after his next project. Who knows what he's going to do?
As long as he keeps his hands off of Castlevania, that's all
Really?
I care about. Yeah.
Why?
So we can have some conspiracy theory about Dracula.
Peace Walker was excellent. All right.
You're a hater, Colin. You don't like Mr. Kojima.
No, I do. I did.
You don't like him?
I just think after Metal Gear 4, after Metal Gear Solid 4, which was not a good game.
No,
God.
It's a bad game.
It is not a bad game.
I love Metal Gear 1 and 3, but 4 is a bad game.
It was like it was like a subpar action third-person action game.
You're
I was like, what the hell is
crazy.
this?
You are crazy.
Not a good game.
Here's what happened in the Metal Gear franchise. All right, at Metal Gear 2,
Yeah, the best one.
went
No.
really, dude? Really?
Metal Gear Solid 2?
2, yeah.
Yes.
No. Best gameplay wise. That thing blew my mind. mind playing
the
it.
first chapter, the boat section, best.
Metal Gear 2 blew my mind playing it. Great gameplay wise, but that's when the story just exploded and it got into being so crazy. And that's why I think at 3 they're like, F it, prequel. I don't want to deal with what I just said.
3's awesome. I like
3 is a great game, and then I think that's why I think Peace Walker is even better because it's
simpler.
Yeah, it's got a great story. It's got a great narrative, and that's all it is. You don't have to worry about the crazy crap. And so then 4 is a great game as well, based on gameplay and story, because he's like, let's tie it all in. I got too crazy. Let's try to make it all fit together. Like he could have just abandoned all that. He could have just given
I don't have a problem with the story and the setting and stuff. It's just the gameplay. I had a huge problem with it because it's not stealth.
It's not not a fun game to play.
What are you talking about? You got the optic camo, you just lay on the ground?
I don't know, dude. I appreciate that they were trying to do like you play it how you want, which is kind of like what they wanted to do, but I just felt like they should have driven you in that.
I had them talking about that game was supposed to be like you can ally with whoever you want, and it's supposed to be kind of like an open world kind of game, and it just ended up not being like that.
They did overpromise that a bit. Yeah. They overextended themselves about how you could be with the rebels or with the militants or whatever.
Yeah. So overall, I'd go back if they patched it for trophies, but otherwise I'll never play that game again. That's just the way it's got to be.
Well, sometimes I walk into stores and I wonder what games can I play right now. Colin, where can I go to find out that kind of information?
You go to the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors. What's wrong, Jim?
Well, I mean, you say all 3 platforms.
Yeah.
What platforms are we talking about?
PS3, PS2, and PSP.
Duh.
PS2 games.
Someone's going to be sorry this week that they said
to dust off an old gem, Vampire Strike.
Yeah!
Here it comes. Get him, Colin. Sink your fangs into him.
Sorry, there's nothing on PS3 this week, but you know what's on? There's something on PS2 this week, Jim. And that's why we have the 3 platforms.
Okay.
Despicable Me came out.
Bam!
Yep.
How's that feel?
Despicable Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Based on some cartoon
Steve
that I'll
Carell
never
movie?
watch.
Yeah. IGN is not reviewing that game, heads up, so don't look for that review.
Who's releasing that game?
Some company.
Okay. I'm just curious if it was one of the big ones.
On PSP, Despicable Me also came out. We will also not be reviewing that.
Correct.
Persona 3 did come out.
Yes, and we reviewed it.
Greg gave it an 8.5.
If you haven't played a Persona 3, go play this one.
like Persona.
If you're a big Persona 3 fan, you should play this one to get the new character, new side story.
Is it just Persona 3 but on PSP?
Yes, there are limitations. The anime cutscenes are gone, which sucks because they were really pretty.
See, I think that game was supposed to originally be a PSP game, but then they put it on PS2, and they're bringing it back to PSP.
Whatever, it was awesome on PS2.
Too much confusion.
Yeah.
It's too much confusion.
It's a land of confusion, some would say.
I know. Well,
Also, the free roaming's been removed. You are like, look, like you used to be able to walk around after school. You walk to where you want to go. Now you get like a screenshot, and it's got icons on it, and you kind of just move a cursor to. It's kind of point and clickish to where you want to go. So if you want to go to the next hallway, you drag the cursor over and click the hallway and go there.
Okay.
It's good. It's still good. Persona 3 is still good.
What of Zombie Blog Knocked?
What do we got on the PlayStation Store? If you missed it, PlayStation Store got updated. Core episode 26 went live.
Woo!
You don't have to go crazy about it. Don't worry, everybody.
Who hosts that show?
Veronica Beaumont.
Okay.
We used to ride the shuttle with her. Remember those days?
I chatted with her at GDC.
You give her your card?
I gave her my card, and then she gave me her card, and
yeah,
that was it. I creeped her out a bit.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I think I'll tell a story. I think I told you this before.
Yeah, but this is a good Beyond story. Now people.
I said I walk up to her and I said, "Hi," I introduced myself. And I said, I used to see you riding the shuttle all the time, but I was always afraid to talk to you. And then
that went well.
Yeah, and then
that's what women want to hear, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen you from afar several times.
I was like stalking you from afar. Yeah,
it
was very. She laughed. She thought it was funny.
Yeah,
I emailed her. I said,
she laughed to be polite.
She replied. So we're friends.
I've always thought Veronica Beaumont seems cool.
No,
I've never talked to her.
She's cool. I met her.
I don't approach people unless they approach me.
Is she related to...
I'm Greg effing Miller.
Is she related to Simon Belmont? Or Trevor Belmont?
Who's that?
The problem is, though, I mean...
Castlevania?
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Oh, my God.
She said she gets that all the time.
He's behind the scenes?
Who?
This
Trevor
Simon Belmont.
Yeah. Simon Belmont's the character in the first 2 Castlevania games. Trevor in the 3rd Castlevania.
Oh, the dude with the whip.
Yeah, that's
you should have said, is she related to Whip Dude?
Oh, the Whip Dude.
No, she's not. That's, Whip Dude's fake. Whip Dude's not real.
Right, the problem is, I'm sure you'd agree. Meeting people at a shuttle stop is not a good way of going about that.
It's the morning, we're tired, we're watching pigeons flip pizza on their back. That's what we like to do. Yeah. What happened from Zombie Blognack? Before Ryan Clements moved on to the netherworld of DS,
right.
He left me with the PlayStation Store update. He highlighted things he wanted me to talk about. First thing he's highlighted is that the Super Stardust HD sale is on, and he wrote OMG in highlighter there.
I bought it.
Yeah, to make sure. It's a PlayStation Plus discount, though. I think he thinks it's just for everybody.
No, yeah.
But me and Colin and I continue to get our money.
Yeah.
Worth out of PlayStation Plus.
I'm $16 in the hole after 2 weeks. Take that.
But as far as real games that came out, Monkey Island Special Edition 2 came out. LeChuck's Revenge, Christine Steimer from Girlfight gave it an 8.9.
Yep.
Wow.
Family Feud came out.
Yeah.
Guys Guru from Podcast Beyond, Colin Moriarty, gave it a 7.5.
Yeah.
Not bad.
It was a good game.
Because they've put out some stinkers.
Yeah. Price is Right was garbage.
Yeah.
Colin, before we go on, what's Family Feud? Is that right? That
Yeah.
you said?
Yeah.
What is this? What is this game?
You don't know
You don't know what Family Feud is?
No. The game itself. What is it like?
You watch. I mean, you know the show
I know
too. So
the
it's
show.
the same thing. It's like you play.
Is all it
You
is?
play as one family. You answer questions. See, it works really well for gaming. Like it really works well. Because you have the surveys. Feels the same. You go on, and the thing is, you can play online. There's online play too.
Do you have to type in each individual letter?
Yeah. So I wrote about that in the review. The USB keyboard doesn't work, which is stupid.
What?
But
Hey, we have this device. We won't use it.
You can type like you get on a QWERTY keyboard
Right.
on the screen, and actually it'll start to like identify what you're trying to type, and then you can use the
Right.
triggers to pick. But the bad thing about that is that it lets you know that a word is not in the dictionary or is in the dictionary, so you can get like unintentional hints and stuff like that. But it's still cool. It was fun. I played it with my girlfriend a bunch of times. Bromley played it with his girlfriend. I played it online. And everyone was
live with
having a great time.
Bromley.
Yeah, I live with Scott Bromley.
How's that working?
Lucky you.
It's great. He's really friendly. Well, he's like really like nice about like the whole place is furnished by him. He's got a gigantic TV, comfortable couches. Doesn't care what you do. You sit and you watch TV, and you can use his use his stuff. He's really nice.
All right, good. Cool. Also came out Dragon Age Origins, Leilani's song. Is that right?
Lilani.
Yeah, okay, good.
Lana.
Lana, that sounds more right. Charles reviewed that, but I forget what he gave it.
He liked it. I think.
Okay, that's all we need to know. He liked it.
Yeah, I can't imagine how it's a DLC for.
Over on
Dragon
the
Age.
PSP side, we had Persona 3, Despicable Me, and Chameleon Legacy. Not a mini, but not a retail thing.
Huh.
I looked at it, and it did not seem to be something I needed to be looking at. So that's
enough.
just me writing it off. Feel free to
Look at another review.
Well, no, that's not an official review. It's just we have a gajillion games to review, so sometimes the ones that aren't going to help us out in the long run have to fall through. Pick of the week, Colin.
Family Feud.
Family Feud. Really?
Family Feud. I didn't play the other two. I imagine it's probably what Persona.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Christine, I think if you like adventure games, Monkey Island there.
Yeah, actually have a nice variety of games that are all good this week.
And the good thing about Monkey Island, I've been told, good for trophies.
Oh, that's
You get
what
to go
we
through,
were
get some
talking about that. Yeah.
Well, that was the Tales from Monkey Island.
So
One of the
this
readers'
is-
last
these are
trophy
the new
tip.
ones, right.
Last trophy tip. A guy wrote in and said you could get them in less than an hour each of them. You
the
get
5
like
episodes.
55 on Tales from Monkey Island. 55 trophies.
I paid attention. I'm on that.
I looked at it. One of the walkthroughs quoted it at 25 minutes for episode 1.
Wow.
That was enticing,
That's
but
deep.
I fell off the train and did not do it.
What we really need is like another Detuned or Frogger.
What you really need to do is play the official trophy tip of the week here, and it's Tiger Woods.
Yeah,
if
we
you have
can
not played Tiger Woods PGA Tour 11, you are missing out,
This
my friend.
says move support.
It will, yes.
Yeah.
So if you want to wait till then, sure, have at it. But right now you can play it, and there's one where you have to take a survey, and all you do is hit the game.
survey?
The game starts up. You get to the
What?
main menu. You hit R2, I think, to go to the thing. Then you hit X to hit the survey. Then you choose your answer, which is like, what's your favorite golf course? You do it, gold trophy. Wow. A gold trophy, and then the rest are play certain course, play 18 holes on a course, silver trophy.
Wow.
Join an online game, silver trophy. There's a bunch of gold
So
in
you
there
can just
too.
quit out after you drink?
That's what I did last night. I was sitting because no one's playing this game online. There's one that's a gold for doing a 24-player match, which is really hard. You have to coordinate on the boards. But there was one for team play, and I was laying on the couch last night, and I jumped into that, and we waited for like 10 minutes for a fourth player to join, and the other two guys were friends, and they were, of course, talking trash on my name, Game Over Greggy. Lots of stupid comments, making fun of me for not having a mic. I have a mic. I just don't want to talk to him. So the game finally loads, and I'm up first to swing. The trophy already popped before we even got to the green. So I'm just sitting there, and I get up. I turn on my mic. They're like, go, go. I'm like, hey, can you hear me? And they're like, yeah. I just want to say. And I go, I just want to say, you all are dumb. I only did this for the trophy. And the guy goes, trophy? And I just quit. And that's why online is not thriving on Tiger Woods, but it is a trophy breeding
That's
ground.
awesome.
Go get him. Colin, you got anything to add? Trophy tips.
Yeah, well, all right, so update on Naughty Bear.
Oh, God.
I couldn't take it anymore.
Thank you. So are you ready to come down a little bit on your score?
No, I think a 5 is still fair.
Jeez.
But the frame
Meh.
rate is just so horrendous. It's like, it gives me like agita. Like I have a freaking headache after I play that game. It's horrifying. But
a 5. The game makes you physically ill, and it's a 5.
It's a meh.
Yeah, it's because I think the game runs better on 360.
Yes, it does.
It does.
And
that's
and
in
really
my
what-
review.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Fair enough. So, otherwise, I'm playing World at War for trophies. That game
That's a
is
tough one, man.
freaking brutal. Like games aren't hard anymore, but that game is an exception. I think I had like 7 grenades thrown at me at once when I was like hiding behind cover last night. And it's like, throw back, and then there's like the throwback icon is still on the screen. You're throwing them all back, and then like eventually it just explodes in front of you. That game's really rough, but I heard that that's like a really rewarding platinum. So I'm gonna try to get that one. And then like I told you, Greg, I kind of have a little regimen now on my whiteboard.
Yes, this has been. I wanted to make sure we bring this up. Colin is starting to go back over the deep end. We did the trophy horror war, and you were the first casualty. Everybody had you pegged. You and I pegged to go the full distance, be the winners, yada yada. You burned out like after 2 weeks of like playing the worst games possible, and you're like, I can't do it anymore. I'm gonna play Mega Man for the next month.
Yeah, well, all right. So that was the thing. I got Mega Man 10 really early, so I started playing that. Obviously, I'm obsessed with Mega Man, and Leisure Suit Larry broke me.
That was the one. Yeah,
just broke me. Like I almost killed myself playing that game. It was horrifying. But also we were at a disadvantage. You and I were at a severe disadvantage.
We don't have to prove our trophy whoreness.
No,
I've stopped doing the whole justifying. Right. I lost.
No, we did lose. We lost. But I'm just saying we play. A lot of other people in the competition got to play games we had already played. You know, that would have been really easy.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Yeah.
So, so I have this whiteboard and I made 3 columns of 10 games each. Mm-hmm. One column is the games that I've beaten but I haven't platinumed yet. One column is PSN games that I haven't got 100% in, and one is 10 games that I have beaten but have yet not platinumed. And I'm going to stick to only those 30 games for the entire summer. And that sounds like a lot of games for people, and it is. But we have access to like every game in the library. So I'm just going to stick to those games and see how many platinums I can rack up.
We're jumping around. Good conversation so far, though. I wanted to touch base on something somebody said.
Sure.
The other day, I took home Tiger Woods from work to do the trophies, right? And I'm on the way home, like, oh crap, the online code I bet's been redeemed already for the review. And somebody had written in a while ago, going, if you you're a hypocrite because if you borrow it, then you're gonna have to pay for it, and you're saying that's okay. And I'm fine with the online pass. I think whatever.
Good.
Make your money.
Yes.
Go get your developer money.
It's evil.
Anyways, though, I got home and I didn't realize these EAs they all do a week of free online. To try it. Well, there you go. I was fine. So there's that kid's answer. How am I going to do it if I borrow them?
Yeah, you just want the trophies
try it out. Yeah, exactly. I just want to jump into games and quit immediately.
Yeah, exactly. That's all there is to it. So yeah, that's what I've got going on with trophies. I mean, it's a grind. It's always a grind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just always a grind.
See, and we were talking about this the other day because there's people are starting to get like maybe we'll do another war. Maybe we'll do another war. I don't know if I got it in me.
Yeah.
I'm about to turn 16. I love getting trophies. My level.
I was going to be like 15 years old.
No. I'm about to turn level 16 there on the PlayStation Network. Love it. Obviously, I've been playing Tiger Woods every night. I'm playing the NCAA trophies this year. Great. I'm so happy with them. But like I don't know if I have it in. Like I sat down. I had the walkthroughs ready for the Tales from Monkey Island, and it was just this deep sigh of like. There's so much other stuff I'd rather play than this. I can't do this right now.
It's rough. I should also mention. I want to mention 2 things.
Okay.
First of all, Toy Story 3 I also played.
Oh, that game's super fun.
That game's really good. It's surprising how when you play a game like that, it's better than 85% of the games that we ever play. It just runs really smoothly. There's no glitches or hiccups. It's cool. It's like my first Grand Theft Auto.
We gave it a good score. We gave it a good score.
Yeah.
And that's good for trophies. I could have gotten the platinum. I got like 70% of the trophies or whatever, but I was just like, I can't play this game.
How long did it take you? How long did you play for?
Like a couple days.
Okay. Yeah, I saw you online quite a bit with that.
Yeah.
And the
I'd love to talk to you about it, but I don't have cross-game chat.
Oh, who cares? We talk all the time. We message each other.
Yeah,
and that's
but again, I still think that you say you don't want cross-game chat.
No, I don't.
But in that situation, wouldn't you like that?
I guess
I just pop up in your game and we have a 5-minute conversation rather than exchanging messages.
I guess my Bluetooth doesn't work, so I have to use the Rock Band microphone.
If you haven't seen Colin's Facebook photo of him talking into a Rock Band microphone while playing Resistance, you should go check it out.
That's awesome.
But I wanted to touch on the Trophy Horror War and a possible Trophy Horror War 2.
Yeah.
And maybe the readers can give us some advice on what they would like to see, because I approached you with an idea of how we would do it. Maybe they'll be interested in how, what we do is we get the roster, whoever it is, and we find 10 games.
I was about to suggest the same thing.
10 games that no one's played, that like for some reason we've all, Operation Flashpoint, stuff like that. And we have like a rotisserie kind of thing going on where like person 1 plays, like we make a list and we order the games 1 through 10. Person 1 plays game 1, they have 3 days with it. The next person plays game 2, they have 3 days with it.
Gotcha.
3, 4. Then you have to bring the game in. The next person gets game 2, the next person gets game 3, and you rotate. And then whoever gets the most trophies out of those 10 specific games wins. And I think that's the most fair and even way to do it. Yeah. So I think the readers should let us know what they think about that, because I'm down for another war.
The problem is, though, it sounds good on paper,
right?
But what happens when somebody gets the giant RPG on the weekend and somebody else gets the Toy Story game, and then during the work week I get the whatever, the hard, you know what I mean? Like,
you gotta take some days off. No RPGs or whatever. We'd have to really.
I did that. Remember? I just remembered I did that for the last one.
So that was my idea. I think that's the only even way we can do it, because the further we get into trophy whoring, the more unlikely it is that we're going to have an even war, unless we go outside of the site.
Yeah.
So...
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Something to think about, readers. Let us know at beyond@ign.com what you want to see out of the Trophy Horror War. But right now, it's time for Toe. Colin's got one for us.
Yeah.
A topic of the week that we can discuss here amongst ourselves before moving on to the reader mail.
Okay.
Colin, why don't you let the readers in on what we're doing here?
So I was kind of... I often think about things.
I hope
you do.
I'm pretty sure.
And what I was thinking about lately was the road to victory for the PlayStation 3. Now, clearly, sales-wise, of course, unit-wise, it's not going to beat the Wii. But it can beat the 360, and I think it's going to beat the 360. So what I'm curious about, what we'll talk about at this table that is around today, is the road to victory for the PlayStation 3 over the 360, when it will happen, how it will happen, or if it will happen. Maybe PlayStation 3 stays in last place. So that's what I'm kind of throwing out there like that, and we'll see what you have to say about it.
Okay.
Greg?
Yeah.
I think it will happen, maybe.
Oh, okay.
The problem is
Hedging
the
bets.
problem the 100% problem is Kinect, and for that matter, PlayStation Move.
Yeah.
If those didn't exist right now, I say PS3 catches up and beats them.
Right.
But how is the general public? How is my mom going to react to what they see? Now, my mom's already sworn onto the PlayStation Move because I made her.
Right.
That's what she's buying. She's buying a bundle. She's bribing me by buying the bundle so that I'll come home and set it up for her.
Oh,
So
okay, that's nice.
that's for sure happening. But in general, I think it comes to that. If Kinect hits and every soccer mom goes, "Wow, that's awesome," then it'll never happen. It'll be a whole nother explosion.
Okay.
Couple things you're forgetting about.
Tell
the
me.
current PS3 shortage.
Well, they're about to. Kevin Butler says it's about to.
We keep saying it's over. It's they're getting more and more. I haven't seen it yet.
I was at Best Buy last night, dude. Everywhere, they're lining
Then
the place.
the NPDs for June or whatever better be out of control. I'm saying.
can't keep them on the shelves.
The new 360 Slim model. How much?
Yeah.
Microsoft has said it's been doing really well, so we'll see how big of a jump that has done. Because as you know, PS3 Slim helped Sony.
Helped out a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
huge.
will this Slim 360 help out Microsoft? I think it will pass 360. I don't know if it'll be this year, but definitely by the end of next year. Regardless of what this Move Kinect business.
Yeah, see, I think it's irrelevant, too.
I think it's irrelevant.
What do you think, Nicole?
I kind of agree with Greg. Like, personally, you guys are gonna all throw your papers at me, but I'm more excited about Kinect than I am Move.
I know I am too. I think Move is dumb.
Yeah.
You think? I hate it when you use words like that.
What?
That's what gets me. You don't think Kinect is dumb?
I think Kinect has more potential.
Let me explain.
But none of the games work.
Both are dumb.
The dancing game works. Okay, none of the Microsoft first-party games
There we
worked,
go,
but
thank
the
you.
third parties
Which is weird.
are stepping
Isn't that
up to the
that's really
plate.
bizarre.
Yeah, like the dancing game and the Your Shape fitness. Well, I guess it's not really a game, but I'm a girl, so I work out.
No,
so,
I played
yeah.
that at E3. It's also a good solid fitness.
I
game.
tried to play games and they turned me away.
Yeah, they turned it away, too.
They knew who Colin and I were, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we have no room."
Coincidence, I think
So
not.
I actually think the Kinect has a lot of potential, and I think that will be a factor if it takes
I think it
off.
has a lot of potential. Well, I mean, and that's the whole thing. I was criticizing you in playing devil's advocate for the dumb. I don't think either of them are dumb.
I think
they
both are dumb.
I think they both have their place. I think PlayStation Move will be a bigger success with hardcore gamers, core gamers, whatever you want to call them. But I really think that from just a walk-by commercial polished perspective, Kinect is has the same draw of the Wii. Like the first time your grandparents saw the Wii or something at your house, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I can do this." The same thing. Oh, I'm just moving my hands. This thing, you know what I mean? But then I think the machines are way more complicated than the Wii, and that's when it gets really weird as far as how you set it up and what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do think that PS3 will eclipse 360 as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Eventually.
I think that here. All right, we talked about it before the podcast began. A lot of people do not discuss the fact that what is it right now, Jim? 5 million less or so?
Yeah, about.
Okay, so
worldwide, I believe.
So if PS3 came out at the same time 360 did, it would already be outselling the 360. If you just look at the numbers and kind of extrapolate the data from it, I mean, like 5 million can easily be made up in that year. Especially the first year it came out. So
I don't think you can use that as straight up like that because, I mean, when 360 came out, it was the only console at that time that powerful. It was getting all the games exclusive by default.
Yeah.
Right, but
Madden, for example.
But all right, so you don't have to push PS3 back. You can actually push 360 forward then and have it come out at the same time that PS3 does, and then you subtract all of its first year numbers. You know what I mean? Either way, it would be a lot closer, even if they didn't eclipse it.
Yeah, I mean, What's your point then?
Well, I'm saying that.
Where is this going?
It came out earlier. Thus, it has more console sales. I mean,
So I think it's what I'm saying is I think that the trend, like, there's already a trend.
Yeah.
You know, obviously it's getting outsold in the United States every month, almost every month.
Yeah.
But it's really popular in Europe. And in Japan, it destroys the 360. You know, and that market matters too.
Oh
you know?
yeah, Japan's a huge game market.
So you know, like 360 is not even really a player there. So I think I agree with you. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen probably next year. Now, where I do disagree with, I guess, some of you guys is that, like, I think Kinect is going to fail miserably. I think it's going to fail, like, be a miserable failure.
My problem with saying, I'll let you back to your point.
Okay.
I swear, this is just a quick aside. Is that remember when we first saw Move? I was like, oh my god, I'm sick to my stomach. I actually said that after we played Move that first time, and then you play it again 4 months down the line at E3, and you're like, hey, the games work. And I'm not giving them Microsoft, carte blanche. Okay, I have complete faith in Kinect, but there's a big chance. There's a lot of time for them to get those games on track.
Yeah.
I think Microsoft got a lot of feedback at E3.
People want to sit down when they play these games.
Yeah, I see. That's why I'm concerned. And to be fair, I don't think the Move's going to do well either. So, like, I don't think either of them are going to do well.
Yeah, I don't think so
I think
either.
the Move is going to be better because I just think, like, it has more practical applications. But the games we've seen,
it's going to do better. It's going to do better
play.
in that third parties can make one game for PS3 and then downgrade it for Wii.
Right.
Same controls. Yeah, I mean, with Kinect, though, I mean, the thing is, for me, it doesn't have that one, like, must-have game.
No, there's no game. And that's the thing, is, like, that game Sorcery, even though it's, like, a Harry Potter ripoff, actually looks really cool.
It does,
and Sports Champions is really cool.
Right.
You know, so, like, I think that there are already games.
Archery, I really want to play archery.
Yeah, the archery games is dope. Just watching people, like, take the arrow out of the quiver and stuff with it, it's, like, really cool, you know? I'm not saying that, like, this is going to revolutionize gaming. Obviously, Wii has done this already. Yeah. But I think that, like, the motion gimmick is over, you know? I really do. And I think people want to play. You know, it's like what we talked about a long time ago when I was like, gaming fundamentally hasn't changed since the 70s. People want to sit down on a couch with a controller in their hand, or it was a joystick at the time, or maybe a keyboard if you're playing, Commodore or something like that, and you play a game, and that's never going to change. I don't think. I don't think Kinect is going to change it. And Kinect, mum's the word at Microsoft right now about what the Kinect can do, and I think that that's really telling. You know what I mean? They won't say anything about multiplayer.
And
they
price.
Won't say anything
price
about the
also,
price. They won't say anything, about if the game. They kind of said today if the game is designed for you to sit down, you can sit. If you design it, like, I feel like there's a lot of excuse making going on over there, and they don't really have answers to a lot of the questions people have.
I also think that developers just have not spent that much time with it.
Yeah.
The developers that I talked to at E3 that I used to know, because I used to do PR for a developer, have been working on Kinect, and they said Microsoft blew it. They just didn't show it off well enough.
Really?
They said it's really powerful and that it has a lot of potential. But what I was going to say, you're talking about a controller. I think for the casual market that Microsoft is going after with Kinect, I think those people are going to be thrilled that they don't have to use a controller.
That's the thing.
But people said this. You see, we've talked about this before, and you might be right. I mean, it's hard to say.
That's the same. That's the same passing. Oh, I want that.
Yeah.
But it's the same.
So
thing with
there's no buttons to deal
It's
with.
going to be
I can just
a great in-store demo product.
Exactly. $150 is too expensive, and you saw with the Wii, the Wii is you saw a lot of this with the Wii, and then what you've seen, and then what you've
waved his hands,
and then what you've seen now is taking the Wiimote and turning it sideways, and every game plays like this. Games go out of their way to avoid using the Wiimote.
The top games Nintendo sells on the Wii are not motion.
Well, those are the hardcore games, though.
Right, but this isn't like a car. Like, this isn't the car industry or something. Like, without a core audience, gaming doesn't exist. Because my opinion about casual gaming, or like getting new casual gamers in, is like the second you really start playing and you really start reading and stuff, you're no longer a casual gamer,
Yeah.
But it's not like you're selling like a car on the street or something like that. It's like without this core audience, people that spend all their money on games, you will have no industry. And so they have to please those gamers, just like they've been doing on the Wii, Boy and His Blob or something like that, where or Mario with very limited use of this.
Yeah.
So I really
trying to
feel
bring the dial back a bit.
Exactly. So I think that I think both of the companies, Sony and Microsoft, are equally too late to the party.
So that's what's going to be interesting, right? Is how fully they commit to it.
Yeah.
Hey, the Wii hit with a casual thing. We're coming out with a casual thing, but now, like you said, you do see more Wii games turning it sideways and not putting out as much shovelware, because I think it's been shown the attach rate of my mom, who bought the Wii, or I bought the Wii for her, right away when she found out she loved it, and has bought 2 games since then.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where they're happy with Wii bowling. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's why Sports Champions comes with the Move. There you go. Be happy with that. And so it'll be very interesting to see how much they.
Yeah,
I think comparing the two, I think Sony has it right now with Move, is that they have lots of games coming out that are getting patched with Move controls. Like you mentioned Resident Evil 5, Heavy Rain, SOCOM. So even if you don't think the launch games for Move are that great, you still might be interested in picking it up, because you got older games that you can try it out with Move controls. But Kinect doesn't have any of those games for me anyway that I see as There's no patched Kinect games or anything like that. Like no Halo coming up. Reach won't use it. Gears of War 3. Call of Duty won't be using it. So I don't know.
It's just an interesting point too. Like with Kinect's price point, I think is really important. Like I said before, because you have to buy an Xbox. The cheapest Xbox, what, $200 or something like that.
Yeah.
Then you have to buy a $150 add-on.
Well,
so
they're probably going to do a Kinect bundle.
So it'd be like what, $250 or something like that.
I would say they're going to do like a $300.
So that's like way too expensive.
$300 for an arcade and a Kinect.
Because it's like you can just buy a Wii. If you want that experience, that like real loose experience.
Yeah, but the Move is almost that much. If you're talking about getting 2 of the controllers with the little whatever they're called, nunchuck X things.
It's the navigation.
Yeah, the navigation thing and the camera. If you don't have it already, you're talking about $150.
No, it's totally true. But I think that Sony's hook, obviously, with the Move is the casual audience. But I think the point that is that I think a lot of people that are going to buy a Move, at least initially, are actually going to be the hardcorest.
Probably.
The hardest core.
Well, I mean, that's the same thing that happened with the Wii.
Yeah.
I'm the one who went at the midnight launch to get it, but then, 2 months later it was Thanksgiving, and everybody came over and like, holy crap, this is awesome. I want to go get this, and that's when the shortages happened, and it was sold out for a year.
So, but I mean, I guess we're getting a little off topic, but I think it's important to bring it up because, like, I think those are going to be the things that will drive or not drive sales.
Yeah.
And I just can't see either of these devices doing well, and I especially just can't see Kinect doing well because I just think it misses the mark as far as like really the 360's audience is like the anti-casual. You know what I mean? And so it's like, what are you trying to really do?
What do you mean the anti-casual?
Like the 360 audience is I think a really hardcore audience.
Really?
I think so.
I look at it the completely other way. I think the PS3. I think PS3 the fans are the hardcore ones, and I think Xbox people are the ones who. This is a broad brush. Don't get me wrong. I'm not at all saying this, but I think there's more people who own an Xbox who only own it for Madden every year, or who only own it for Call of Duty Online. I don't think they're. I think when you're talking hardcore, somebody who plays a gajillion hours of everything and chases trophies and does this, I think PlayStation's where those people are.
Perhaps I should have bundled them together because I mean it's kind of there's really no difference in like what I'm saying because I think they're both going to fail for the same reasons in that. The hardcore audiences that support both systems will make or break these.
I think with Move and Kinect though, these aren't. I think Sony and Microsoft are going in thinking that these aren't going to do huge numbers. This is preparing people for the next console they put out, which will have Kinect built in or Move controllers coming with bundled in. That's
interesting.
What they're doing. They're just trying to build people's minds on those.
Well, with the performance of 6-axis bundled in with the PS3,
right? I think
sky's the limit.
I think why we succeed is it had this whole everything bundled in with because if it was just an add-on.
Yeah, like Wii Motion Plus, right? Like
they didn't do anything.
Casual people.
So I think this is just to get people talking about it, working it, and then we'll see what happens next generation consoles.
The other reason why I kind of think PS3 will eventually take it over is because they still have better exclusives.
Yeah,
than Xbox.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I totally agree with you.
Yeah,
I don't follow the Xbox beat too closely. Maybe you guys can like fill me in or whatever. But it's like after Halo, Gears, and Fable this year, it's like what is really?
No, they had Crackdown come out and they didn't do so hot.
So the broke ass Infamous, as I like to refer to
it. Snap, son.
But like, what comes out in 2011 that Xbox?
Well, Gears of War 3.
Oh, that doesn't come out this year. That comes out
April.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what else? I mean, what else is really exciting? Because there's like a solid 10 games that are really exciting that are coming out for PS3 next year, or maybe not that many, but quite a few.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone's gonna argue that Sony's first party is not as good as Microsoft's.
You mean the other way?
Yeah.
No one's going to argue that.
No one's going to argue that Microsoft's first party is better than Sony.
That's right.
Now you said it right.
Yeah.
I mean, they had
Alan
Wake Alan Wake came out and didn't do that well numbers wise. So yeah, Microsoft's first party games aren't doing so well.
And that stuff matters too. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because obviously we're gonna have Killzone early in the year. Game's gonna be awesome. You think?
Yeah.
I think I'm really excited.
You're signing on? I'm excited after E3.
I'm really excited about it. It looks great. Even the box art got me really excited. I just really like it. I don't know. The snowy environments are really cool. We're going to have, obviously the game everyone's waiting for, Resistance 3, is going to be coming out next year.
Now you're just jumping to conclusions. Infamous 2, that one will really be coming next year.
Infamous 2 is coming. Of course, Resistance is coming next year. Infamous 2 will be out or whatever. Maybe we'll see something finally about Uncharted 3 and stuff like that. Obviously, Last Guardian is going to come out.
Here's the thing you're not remember: Halo Reach is going to outsell all those games combined, though.
Halo Reach is going to sell well.
Yeah,
it's going to outsell all those first-party games combined.
But I mean, is Halo a unit pusher? Because
I think it is. Yes.
Well, Halo 3 and like.
Well, I don't know if Reach would be though. Wouldn't you already own it by now?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's already a bunch of Halo titles on it. So I mean,
I don't know. Every year there's new kids coming up.
All right.
I mean, they'll have to buy a 360 probably anyway because it's broken, and they'll have to buy a new.
No, there was. That's the ending shot.
We're gonna see yearly Halo titles from now on, I believe.
Yeah, probably. You can't get away from it now.
Okay, that topic of the week had a lot of substance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It gave us the title for the podcast.
What was our conclusion?
Podcast Beyond Colon. Move versus Connect.
What was the conclusion of that argument that PS3 is out?
It's probably going to happen tomorrow. Okay. That was the conclusion we came to. No, there was no conclusion. I think we just gave a lot of... No, the readers walk away. Or the listeners walk away.
Okay, so can we go around PS3 outselling 360 by end of next year or 2 years from now? Is that...
I think that will happen.
Yeah, I think it will too.
Yeah.
All right, listeners, mark this one. 144. In 2 years, contact us and see if we were right. None of us will probably be working here as the prediction pieces usually go, but it's good to know. Let's move on to reader mail. Mail call.
Mail nutrition.
We're starting it off. We have, Girl Fight member here.
Yes.
I'm getting better, but I still gut reaction want to call it girl talk.
Girl talk.
It's because
it's so not girl talk.
Oh no! That wasn't at all. It wasn't at all a slight. But beforehand, I think you heard girl talk more than you heard girl fight.
Yeah. Okay.
Nomenclature. Yeah. Anyways, but I'm getting much better about it because no, it's not at all an insult. I hope you know. No, not at all. Anyways, a few weeks back we had Charles on here. He was a member of the 360 podcast. One of their traditions made it over here. So every week now we do a Mary Boff Kill.
Okay.
Based on 360. You're aware of how the game works?
No, actually, I'm not.
Jim, you've been at it. Okay, great. We're going to give you one reader sent in 3 choices. You have to decide which one you'd want to marry, which one you'd want to boff, and which one you'd want to kill.
Okay.
This one comes from Samurai X98. That's his PSN name, too, if you want to hit him up. Cross game chat. Backwards compatibility for all for all PS3s, and automatic updates for all PSN users, which is currently a locked out PlayStation Plus feature.
Is everyone doing this?
Yeah, we go around. Yeah. I start, so you have time to process. Okay. I kill off backwards compatibility.
What?
It's dead to me, ladies and gentlemen. All right, it is gone. How many years have we existed now without it?
I haven't because my PS3 plays old games.
Exactly.
Still.
I made sure I got one that still plays old games, and I never used the function. It's just I put Shadow of Colossus in there a while ago, and then I heard it was getting a collection eventually. So I'm like, well, out you go. I'm gonna get some trophies.
That's a good point.
I think we've moved on to and this was also in our feature of what were good ideas. The collections now are re-releasing the best games, and I'd rather see. One of the suggestions on there as well was SOCOM 2 from PS2, put into HD, up-res, put on the MAG engine kind of thing, like basically a repackaging of that to get people psyched up for SOCOM 4.
I think you probably see a SOCOM collection maybe at some point down the road.
I think the idea of a SOCOM 2
1 and 2
pushed up. Anyways, I think that's the way to go. So I say backwards compatibility is dead to me. I've played my PS2 games. I don't need to go back to Oni and Smuggler's Run. I'm fine with it. I marry cross-game chat because I want that forever, and then I would boff automatic updates. I already got that because I am a PlayStation Plus member, so I don't have to worry about it.
Right.
I will marry backwards compatibility. I will boff cross-game chat and kill system updates.
Okay, that doesn't bother you either. The automatic system updates. Okay, irrelevant.
I'm fine with downloading them and looking at the bar going across the screen.
Okay, yeah.
Slowly
give you something to do.
I would marry backwards compatibility, boff system updates, and kill cross-game chat. Because people send me messages in the middle of playing right now, and it pisses me off.
See, I don't mind. Like, I get them all the time, obviously.
Don't bother me, yeah.
I get it all the time, and I don't mind it popping up, but it's like more when me and Colin are trying to have a conversation, and then especially when I'm in a heated part of a game, and it pops up, and I'm having a conversation, and then it goes dead for 20 minutes. Like, there's that dead zone before one of us contacts back. Yeah. Colin.
Yeah.
Mary Boff Kill.
I feel the same as Nicole. I mean, I would marry backwards compatibility. I mean, because people want it, I understand why they want it. It doesn't mean we still can't get our PS2 collections and our trophies. Yeah. I mean, that's what we want. Yeah. I'd boff auto updates, of course, and kill cross-game chat because I can't stand it. I just can't stand it.
Even for you and me.
Well, we can talk on the phone. You call me. I mean, the last time we needed to talk to each other urgently, you called me. Yeah. Remember when we saw the plus signs finally show up and we got.
But if we had cross-game chat, if we could just be talking over the XMB, we could have been freaking out about it together.
Hey, quick. Are there any questions about PlayStation Plus this week? Because I have something to say about it. If not,
there might. No, I don't think so. I think maybe it pops up.
I just wanted to let people know because a lot of people are saying, we have that running feature now for 2 weeks about
is PlayStation Plus a good deal?
Right.
Google it if you can't find it.
And people have been saying like, who's going to buy this? Who wants this service? I just want you all to know that 40 people out of 100 on my list have PlayStation Plus. So it seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the numbers are on that.
They probably won't release them.
Well, no,
I guess when they hit like a million,
when they hit a million subscribers. Yeah, I'm curious when that comes out.
So you can even assume that, we have the hardcore users on our friends list or whatever, and you can just subtract, 75% of those people. That's still 10 people out of 100 is pretty good numbers, I think, for them. I think
for week 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what you guys think of it, because me and my husband are trying to decide whether or not we
talk about it. We've talked it to death so many times. Me and Colin think it's great. I mean, it's not. My thing is it's not something to love. I like it, and I think it's for me it's great. As much as I download stuff, I'm excited to have the discounts, and I'm excited to have a free game every month. But we're doing a feature, is it a good deal? And Colin's way ahead of me because he hadn't gotten Stardust and he hadn't gotten Wipeout, and I already had those, so I'm still sitting on just my Magic Orbs DLC discount I got.
But still, was that $6 or something like that you saved?
Yeah, and I mean it's early. Yeah, I know, and I like it, and I think it's for what I want out of it. I think it's good.
Yeah,
cool. I love having a little plus symbol next to my name, and I love automatic downloads, and it's just the little simplifications that some people think should be free for everybody aren't. That's fine. I think it's fine. I like it.
Okay.
You're on your PS3 a lot.
I am.
That's what for listeners not in the know. Nicole's awesome. Plays the PS3 all the time. Also, probably I would venture out to say one of the biggest God of War fans in the office right now. I'm so glad you're around.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't know this?
God of War. I beat God of War 3 on Titan mode.
I didn't beat on Titan mode.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't get a trophy. You don't get a trophy for it.
Yes, you do. You get a gold.
Oh, for the next one then.
For Titan, you do. Yeah.
Are you platinuming in that one or
no?
No, too much for you. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's too much.
I platinum God of War 3.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wait.
Well, you have to beat it on chaos mode too. Titan was hard enough.
Yeah,
that was an accomplishment. I'm okay.
You don't get a trophy for beating on Titan.
Yes, you do.
Well, you don't get a trophy for beating whatever the hardest difficulty is in God of War 3. You don't get a trophy for beating it on there.
Oh,
so
really?
chaos.
Okay.
So chaos.
I thought you did.
So you did get a platinum in that?
Yeah.
That's impressive. Most impressive. Fact.
I have more platinums than Jeff Rubenstein.
Yeah. How many do you have now?
I have 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff only has 1.
God of War 3, Uncharted 1, Infamous, and what's the other one?
Uncharted 2.
Hannah Montana.
No.
Jim doesn't do that. Jim doesn't sink to the level Colin and I go to.
I forget the other game now. If I remember it, I'll
You should do Uncharted 2. If you did Uncharted 1, Uncharted 2 is much easier.
Uncharted 2 is much
really?
easier.
It doesn't have multiplayer?
Yeah, but you just have to play.
Yeah, no, the ones that are for the platinum are super simple.
Oh, Heavy Rain is my other one.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
I haven't gotten that one yet because my save corrupted. I never even beat the game.
Oh.
Come on. Maybe we have a copy of that floating around.
I'm sure we do.
Well, yeah, hopefully we do. Now. Yeah, I have it for sure. I can always lend it to you.
Yeah, I have it too.
Speaking of platinums here, Chris writes in.
Yes.
And where have we done the last topic? I don't even remember anymore.
Got him, yeah.
All right, sure. Oh, Mary Buff Kelly. Yeah, we're done with that. He just got the Fallout 3 platinum. Thanks to Mr. Moriarty's spectacular guide. And I'm wondering what platinum took you guys the longest to get. Many thanks, and a hearty beyond, Chris.
That's a good question.
It's an excellent question. Nicole, do you have
I only have 2.
And did you do
it was during the Trophy War. It was Hannah Montana and Up.
Oh.
So
Up was fun,
Up took longer than Hannah Montana.
I thought Up was fun.
I did get platinum in that, didn't I?
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah,
before the war, and I thought it was I thought it was a fun game. Another example of a solid kids game.
Yeah. Infamous was a long one. There was no guide yet for me, so I did all the blast shards with this red marker on the digital image photos I had taken of the maps. That I still have at my desk because it was a great memory, but I'll never forget that day at work when I reviewed Infamous on 3 hours of sleep and then finished it and went back to trying to find that blast shard and how I celebrated when I got it. I was so happy.
The one out in the docks?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that one was...
we had to jump on the...
the broken dock. It was broken, and then it was way out in the water.
Yeah, it didn't show up
jump on the post.
Yeah, the post to get out there. Yeah, I'll never forget that. I was walking, and Roper was talking to me about it, and I had these bloodshot eyes, and I'm like, I showed him these maps. My hands were still covered in red Sharpie. I'm like, I've looked everywhere. Because I went building by building, doing the scan and crossing out the building on my blown-up image, and it was just effing crazy.
There was one also, I think we talked about it with Nate Fox, about where these two rivers converge or whatever, and there's a one right above it, but it's the same blue color as the river, so I had no idea it was there. That was the last one. Terrible. That sucked.
So is that your? What do you?
No,
what's
I think
your
Fallout 3. Was probably the most time-consuming.
I didn't platinum trophy Fallout.
You got 1,000 points on it. That's fine. We'll count that.
And the DLC. Time. It was just, man. Looking back, I was like, I can't believe I did all
the DLC.
Because there's a point when you're doing that, you're like, can I really get all these trophies? And you end up actually doing it and feel really accomplished.
You just got to cheat a little bit as far as the the ones for alignment and level. Or
you just play the game a second time and then reload and save it.
Yeah, well, the first time through, I was always really good or whatever. So I'd hit level 10, I'd get the one for 10 for level 10 good. Then I'd go rob a bunch of people in Megaton until it was neutral. I'd kill everyone. They'd let them kill me. I'd get the 10 for them, and then I would level up, being evil, just stealing everyone's stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the thing for me was that playing through the second time, I wanted to get neutral and then evil. So I wanted to be neutral up to a certain point, and then because it's easy to be bad because you just steal stuff and shoot people. So I wanted to make sure that when I hit a certain level, I wasn't like too high or too low. There was time to do quests or to do good deeds. It was just terrible.
This is why I never went back for that one. Like, not only because I started playing it before trophies were implemented. So I've got to go back and do the whole stuff that I've already done, and then it's just
I forgot
the
that game was
same thing
patched.
happened. With my husband. He played it first, no trophies, and then I waited to play it until the trophies.
I tried to wait as long as I could, and Roper ordered me to do it at the time. I was like, damn it! All right, fine. Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody's happy with that one. This is one that I think is pretty obvious. I hate reading 369 asks, do you guys use guides or walkthroughs when looking for hidden items?
Well, like when I'm playing a game for a platinum or something like that? Of course.
Hell yeah, we do. God, I'm not, with the exception of Infamous and Heavy Rain, which I did before guides. Those were the only ones, and I had to finish Heavy Rain with a guide for the platinum.
Right.
Because you didn't know how the endings were going to play out. Yeah, you have to. You can't. That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Tommy McDonald asked Colin, though, what would you say the toughest guide you've ever had to write was?
Oh, Jesus, I have no idea.
You do a lot of the RPG ones.
It's gotta be Fallout. It's gotta be Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout was tough. I mean, I don't know. KOTOR was pretty tough back in the day. Yeah, I guess Fallout 3 was like the most time-consuming, but most rewarding one too, because a lot of people really like that guide and still use it. So I'm really happy about that. But I tend to play games that take time. I don't play like shooters or anything like that for guides. So
all right, one for everybody. What do y'all think about this is from Philip, by the way. He says Beyond. What do y'all think about Blizzard showing full names on forums? I think it'll do wonders for flaming, at least in the short term.
Oh, it's bad.
I will say refer to Girlfight episode 12.
Oh, yeah?
Because that was our topic yesterday, yeah.
Give me this quick summary. Quick hit.
The quick summary of what we thought is like, yes, it will, probably cut down on your flame wars, but you open up a can of worms for all kinds of stuff, especially women playing World of Warcraft.
Right. Yeah.
They can get stalked. Like, there's just so much stuff that can go wrong.
I think at some point you're going to hear them say it's not mandatory. It'll be optional.
Yeah, they haven't backtracked or anything like that yet?
Not yet,
the thing they said about that is that they're hearing feedback on it.
Yeah.
We are listening to what everyone is saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like kind of a strange thing to do to people because it's not kind of a private escape for people.
Yeah, that's what Jessica was saying yesterday. It's like you go to a World of Warcraft forum and it's all like, I'm my World of Warcraft character. I don't want to be myself when I'm there. So.
I can see that.
I think they'll change it to make it optional in the future.
You think the outcry will be too much for them?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll go with that. I'll side with Jim Reilly on this one. Daniel writes in with a fat Beyond. Have you looked at the free TV section of PlayStation Store recently? The answer for me is no. There is a special surprise for guys who like softcore action. There is a free episode of a series called Queen's Blade. The series seems to be about women fighting and having their tops fall off. 3 thumbs up, winky smiley face. Do you think this is appropriate for the PS3 as a free giveaway?
No.
No, but it's hard for me to go out on a limb here. I haven't seen Queen's Blade.
I don't know.
I don't know 100%. From what you describe, it's very interesting sounding of like why this would be on the free section of the PSN, right?
Now, let me ask you this: softcore, is that nudity?
See, that in real life, yes. If you're watching a softcore,
the difference between hardcore and softcore is basically penetration.
Exactly. What kind of shots they're going to show here? Yes, we're allowed to say that. We're allowed to say that.
Are we? Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Penetration's fine.
Oh, okay.
It's not a bad word.
Podcast Beyond approves penetration. But yeah, no, totally. So it would be on like Cinemax, if you said softcore, you're getting nudity, which I can't imagine is on this one. I wanted to check it beforehand, but you can only have one PS3 active for video content, and my one at home is active. I'm not going to try to deactivate that from here. So
it's free, so like anybody could access it?
Yeah. That's what I will check tonight thoroughly, I assure you. I will thoroughly check to see if this is, and we will get back to you on this one. But it's an interesting one, I guess, of why that would be free for everyone?
Yeah, I could see some parents getting pretty upset about that.
Yeah, right. I mean, there's
weird things have happened.
settings.
Weird things have happened.
Yeah, like when they released that one movie for free before it was even out of the theaters.
Oh, yeah, that's right. What was
it called? It was terrible. It was the one where they were in the money truck, right? They were in the armored vehicle. Anyways.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Speaking of stuff you can download off the store, Alex and Kelly writes in I guess both as one entity. They say Beyond.
Beyond.
I got the new Metal Gear Solid PSP bundle. Greg had been wearing me down for months. E3 broke me. But it came with a free download code for the movie 2012. I'm not planning on using it, and I'm sure someone out there would like it, so please pass it along. 58FM 2MBP, as in the guys who screwed up everything. 54LD. So there you go, from Alex and Kelly.
Hey, is that oil still? Is that still pumping? That's still.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's still going on.
Hard to believe. You would think that would
it's
been
really
fixed.
not that. It's really not that hard to believe.
Really?
No. The government can't do anything, right? They're gonna fix that.
Here we go. Here we go. Colin's tattoos are breaking. All right, we got 2 questions left. You ready?
Yep.
This is for everybody, but he says Colin as well because you do the guides.
Right.
Do you think there's just too much stuff in games nowadays? This is Tony, and he says, things like in-game collectibles, multiplayer, trophies, side missions, DLC. Do you ever feel developers are wasting their time with making all this stuff that very few players will actually see?
No, I don't.
No, the reason they do all this crap is to get you to keep playing it and not trade it in.
Exactly. Yep. Play longer.
Yep. That's why Red Dead's getting 4 DLCs.
Awesome. That's I mean, that's great. Yeah. I think that's really cool. I like games that pay you back for your investment. That put out more and more content. Granted, you have to pay for the Red Dead stuff. I mean, so if you're going to try to flame me on that example. But, I mean, the reason you want to hold on to a game is so you have something to keep playing.
I agree. I totally agree. I'm sorry.
With DLC, I'm all for, but like lots of multiplayer modes just seems so tacked on that I would rather them focus on. Like,
I've said this before. What I want in the future is when I buy a game, like for Uncharted 2, for example, multiplayer. I don't really need multiplayer in that game.
But you want a price break for that, don't you?
I would rather pay $40-$50 just for Uncharted 1 or for Uncharted 2 single player. And if I want the multiplayer, I can pay the 10 extra bucks. Support the developers who made that portion of the game.
Yeah. That'd be an interesting.
That's a nice idea.
That would be a really interesting model because then it would start to the free market of it is multiplayer because it is tacked on in so many games. So it's like you don't need this. I don't want this. You know what I mean? Just keep it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Like Red Dead multiplayer, I'm not going to play it.
Yeah,
I don't like how my money for my $60 went towards that.
Yeah.
The option of not paying for that. So
yeah, I feel the same way about BioShock 2 because I love the BioShock.
I'm sure everyone feels the same way about that.
BioShock 2, yeah. I didn't even turn the multiplayer on.
I tried to get some of the trophies. It was interesting. It was interesting.
Honestly, and that's the killer for other games too.
Yeah, because there's so many trophies in multiplayer.
Like, come on, I'm not going to go play. Like, what's Naughty Bear has like some ridiculous one, right? Of like a gajillion points.
You have to like beat a multiplayer game without losing whatever it is you're protecting.
Maybe I'm thinking there's a bunch.
Dude,
of
Resistance 2. I mean, is the absolute worst.
And they can make it like if you buy the multiplayer portion of this game, you get the first access to the DLC that comes out. Yeah. To entice you to maybe buy it or something. I don't know.
Ghostbusters, same way. I have 91% of those trophies, and then now I got to go get every job title on every map and do every. Jeez, go away! I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I mean that's what's lame. I actually think that this is the first generation where collectibles really are put into games really more for trophies or achievements than anything else.
Totally, I can see that.
Because we mentioned it before. Like Castlevania 2 on NES is a really good example of a game that has a bunch of items strewn around that you don't necessarily have to get, like the whip upgrades and like holy water. Well, you have to get holy water, but there are daggers and stuff like that, and you got it because you wanted it. You needed it for gameplay. There was nothing compelling you outside of the gameplay, and I don't think a lot of collectibles do that today. Infamous is an example of something that does. Blast shards make you stronger, or whatever, give you more health and stuff like that, or more power. But in general,
Toy Story 3 actually does a good job of that too.
Yeah,
because everything that you get, it's playing through the single player. You unlock cool stuff in the sandbox.
In the sandbox,
mode.
that game is actually really good.
Yeah, it is.
All right, I'll play it.
Amazingly, really good. Yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying it too.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
cool. All right, for our final one, it comes from Bloody NAS Assassin. He writes in with a little bit of feedback for us, Colin. We dropped the ball here.
Did we?
Dudes, what the fudge? You missed a Beyond at 12:44 in your July 1st podcast. Shame you bring upon the podcast.
Jesus.
We'll try not to let it happen again.
I know,
Sorry to let you down on that front. Wow. That's the end of Reader Mail. Remember, if you want to be a part of Reader Mail, you can hit us up at beyond at IGN.com. Also on the general board over on the PS3 general board at boards.ign.com. I didn't put one up this week, so that's actually a lie. I'm calling myself out for a liar. But usually.
Special segment. We'll do it next week.
Monday was off. I wasn't sure what day it was walking home last night, and then I had Tiger Woods trophies to get. I'm sorry. I couldn't be on the board all the time.
Fair enough.
Editor Beatdown. Old fans of Podcast Beyond, the people who've been here a while are going to laugh in my face about this one. But NCAA is coming out, and I would like to do another Dynasty. I know it was a complete catastrophe last time we tried to do this. It went on for like 6 months. We could barely play games. I swear to God, if we can get PS3 people playing NCAA Football 11, I will make sure we are forwarding it every couple days. It won't be long. We'll have some fun. We'll all have fun playing football. It'll be great. PSN hit of the week. Clements gave me that as well. I have not proofread this, so this will go longer. This one is Dan Delegata. He says, Dear Ryan, I'm a 15-year-old Australian, and first off, I just like to say that I love the podcast. It makes my Fridays, because of the time difference, even better. I was wondering if you could make me international hit of the week. I have 2 PSN friends, and the only game either of them play is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Come on, get some better friends here. And they refuse to play anything else. I'd love to have some people who play good games with... I'd love to play some good games, blah, 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 blah. I'm currently playing through Mod Nation Racers. An excellent game. You should go play with this guy. If you'd like to play with Dan, he is dry_dog, D-O-G, 295. Dry_dog, 295. Colin, give me the thing.
I can't do it.
You can.
I've never done it.
Yeah, I know.
Let me try. Is that right? I can't do it. I can't do it.
No, keep doing it your way. It sounds like he's underwater.
Hit of the week confirmed.
No,
Okay.
no, whatever.
I can't do it.
No, that was good. Yours is just...
How do you do it, though?
Yours is a Bioshock one. It's supposed to be like you're turning on the radio, turning it off.
I know, but I can't make that noise. Let me... Nope.
There you go. You got it.
Oh,
you're learning the ways. You're learning the ways beyond.
All right, next time.
You're getting stronger.
Next time.
Getting stronger.
I am.
Okay. That's it for the show.
Wow.
All right.
We had some fun.
You gonna be here next week? What's going on?
What am I doing next week?
Comic-Con. Isn't it
No,
that's the
it's
week after next.
after.
I did have a heart attack.
Excuse me.
I started playing something else, and I thought it was next week. It's like, oh, crap.
I have next week off, but I'm coming in for Beyond.
Okay, good.
So,
all right, remember, if you want to be a part of Beyond at IGN.com, the boards. Yeah. I am Game Over Greggy on Twitter. All I tweet is IGN stuff and PlayStation stuff. Colin is not on the tweets.
No, I won't Twitter.
But he likes the Facebooks quite a bit.
I do the Facebooks.
You can find him there. Nicole, what
Facebook and Twitter.
You have a Girlfight Twitter too, right?
Yes, we have Girlfight Twitter. It's just IGN Girlfight. My personal Twitter is Nicole Tanner.
There you go. Jim Reilly, you're all over the tweets.
I am. Just Jim Reilly.
No, that's easy. You Facebooking with fans? No?
No, I don't.
You can't even write on your wall.
No, yeah, I know. I just say wall.
I always go to write things on your wall.
I use Facebook for networking.
Oh, it's your professional.
Personal. I also accept fans.
Yeah.
People that just want to be friends with me. But I don't like people. I just accepted or turned off privacy on photos. So now I have photos of me on there. So I used before I just have just a logo.
Yeah.
And now I actually have the photos that people tag me in.
Oh, so all the beta breakers, the ones I have of you drinking copious amounts of alcohol are up there.
We won't talk about that.
Well, they can go see them on their PlayStation 3, no less.
Yeah, Twitter is the best way to hit me up, Jim Reilly.
All right,
also, you're following me, so if you don't know how to spell my name, just go to Greg's. And then
there you go. Yeah, Game Over Grady. Come on over. Click Jim and me getting fights.
Well, we won't talk about that
yeah,
either.
we won't talk about that either. So for the song this week, I had Ryan sit there and say it into my ear because this guy wants to be referred to by his persona, and it's kind of Japanese, and everybody knows I'm not good with anything outside of the Midwest. It's Hebeke Haruto. Oh, Haruto is easy. Hebeki Haruto.
Wow.
Anyways, this is a fan-made theme for Final Fantasy 15. We're jumping ahead.
Yeah.
And Haruto over here thought it'd be great to do the thing. So he's got the theme for Final Fantasy 15. Join us next week here on IGN.com's favorite PlayStation podcast, Podcast Beyond.
Beyond.
underestimate the power of PlayStation.